One early Saturday evening, where I scheduled free time, I caught myself binge scrolling YouTube shorts. I would do that for some time, fall asleep, wake back up 30 minutes later maybe, and continue on. And I just remember feeling this mild depression. It was meaningless. So realizing this, I look around my room and I think to myself, okay, if I'm gonna be bored anyway, I might as well get something out of it, right? So I put the phone down, walk over to my desk, turn on some jazz, light some candles, open a book. I start reading, I start journaling. Fast forward 30 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, and I'm in the flow state with excitement because of all of the insights that I'm getting from what I'm reading and journaling. After I was finished, I went to bed and I was literally smiling at the ceiling. What happened? It was at this point where I really realized, or maybe even recalled, just how much more fun productivity or locking in actually is, as opposed to these bad habits, these distractions that take us away from it in the first place. So I'm going to explain exactly why locking in is actually more fun. So first things first is healthy dopamine levels. Whenever you're locked in, whenever you're being productive or working towards some type of goals, they always cost effort. They cost more effort as opposed to scrolling Instagram or porn, junk food, drugs, things like that, right? And whenever you do this, I've talked about the dopamine peaks and troughs before, right? Whenever you spend effort or whenever you exert effort or go through some sort of pain, right? The opposite happens. Instead of the spike and the dip, you will experience a dip which results in a peak. And what happens over time of repeatedly doing this, you essentially teach your brain that effort equals pleasure. So not only do you end up with healthier dopamine levels because you're not constantly spiking and putting yourself in troughs, you're also creating an association between effort and pleasure, and it's a feedback loop. It makes you want to keep doing it, and it becomes addicting in and of itself, but not in the way that leaves you drained, right? The next part to that is progress in and of itself is genuinely rewarding. So when you discover yourself, when you see that you're learning, you're starting to understand something that you may have not understood the previous day. When you see your strength is going up in the gym, you're lifting more numbers. When you see a skill that you may have been practicing, you're becoming more efficient at it. It's taking less effort, less thought for you to be able to do it. These things improve how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. Your self-image increases. You start trusting your capabilities more. And you also start becoming more optimistic about what you can achieve in the future. That brings me to the next point. The third reason is identity alignment. So whenever our actions and identity does not match up, let's say you're an ambitious man watching this, right? You hold the identity of a man who's ambitious, who values work, who values productivity. But your actions, when they don't match up, it creates a dissonance inside you that it will negatively affect your mental health. There's literally no other way around it. Because you're not in alignment with your core values. On the flip side, when your actions do match up to that identity finally, that dissonance is pretty much erased and you gain an inner stability that allows you to flow, and you literally just feel better, think better, move better. Not to mention, your actions reinforce just the same way identity affects your actions affects your identity as well. So imagine you have the identity of a man who's ambitious, but your actions don't match that. So it's like it's trying to change your identity to a man who's unambitious, who's lazy, who's unproductive, things of that nature. But you don't want that change to happen because you would like to continue to see yourself as an ambitious man. You still go on YouTube and watch self-improvement content. You still go and look and try to learn from people who've accomplished the things you've wanted to accomplish. Your goals, they're not gonna go away. So it's like there's just an internal battle. You're constantly fighting with yourself on the inside whenever your actions don't line up to the identity. So again, when you create that alignment, you overall will feel better and your mental health will be better. And thus, you'll experience life much better. So all in all, locking in, I promise you, will genuinely make you more happy. So let's do that.